You are now fuckers about to witness the awesome crushing might of the Eugene S. Eugene S. Robinson show. Stomper! Welcome, my friends, to a show that seemingly never ends. A show that seemingly never ends. This is version 311 of the Eugene S. Robinson Show. I am your host with the most least Eugene S. Robinson. We got a lot to talk about today. But first, as always, Bob Riley from Stigmata is going to sing us in. Something is called Intro, All of Nothing. Off of The Calling of the Just. Still available from Revelation Records. And Huntington Beach, California. Where they hit your car with a hammer. Shoot you to a nightclub and run your mayor coach him out of town on a rail to open up a substandard eatery in Central Florida. Listen well. Listen well. Really well, brethren and sisters.
I'm on my way back nowhere.
To the devil, I could not see so clear, but I'm taking a real good look at you. I'm taking a real good look at your face. So being payback is for always nothing. You can have my answer right now, Senator. My final offer is this: nothing. Nothing. And I expect you to put up the gaming fee yourself. Okay, Mr. Corleone. I realize you have to play these games. I'll expect your answer in the morning. I guess that's what he says before. Anyway, welcome to the show. I'm Eugene S. Robinson. We got a lot of stuff to get through. I know I left you a scant amount of time to read the Substack before we started the show today, but that's because we're fighting against time. The oldest daughter and the grandson are here. I'm trying to meet up with them in the park with Cora in a little bit. But it doesn't mean I'm going to cheat the show. I didn't plan to do it on this. I was going to do it on the guy who set himself, I was going to do the Substack on the guy who set himself aflame, because I want some credit where credit is due. I'm the flame guy. I'm the guy who was going to burn himself to death. I'm the guy who was protesting not being made MMA Journalist of the Year. That is me. And then the Air Force guy, and now this guy with his fumbly, stuttering fucking manifesto about, look, you know what? And the newscaster's breathless report about he set himself on fire. And the onlookers who ran over and threw their coats over him. Why would you do that? I'm so much of a New Yorker. Like, you set yourself on fire and you're sitting next to me. You're lucky I'm not pulling out hot dogs and marshmallows. You don't want to live? I respect your decision. As long as it doesn't keep me from QTAD. Quick time across town. AT, sorry. But anyway, let's go back a little bit in time. Well, let's not do that. Let's just go backwards in time. And I can tell you what happened yesterday in a super significant way, because I was edgy the whole day. Now, I'm smart enough, and I've been doing this long enough, where what I've done is to isolate Usually it's a prima mobile, right? The Aristotelian idea of the first cause of everything. There's usually one domino that causes all of your shitty domino days to fall. And most people lose track of it. They get, I got the forest, it's here, and the trees is like that. I don't confuse these two. I know with a little bit of Columbo work, there's one other thing I was just remembering, sir. I can go back in time and isolate whatever it was that set me off. Easy. It just takes a little bit of patience. But anyway, I'm a little edgy. What set me off? Went to eat at a restaurant yesterday. Right? Now, these restaurants have done this slick shit. They put a 3% surcharge on your bill. I said, what's this 3% surcharge? They go, oh, it's just something that the city of Palo Alto wants us to do now. What does it do? Is it a tax? No, it's not a tax. It's to pay for labor. So it's a tip. Yeah, it's a tip, just in case you don't leave. So you know what? I'll just factor that in. And the guy gets a little chippy with me. I know there's that old saw about black folks being shitty tippers. What I learned from Albini is you be a good tipper, surprise folks. So I'm in general a good tipper. Don't like being exploited though. It's a $40 bill. Just me and the wife. $40 bill. Look at the 3%, subtract that from, and still gave a healthy tip. But the guy gets a little irked. So I leave the place and I'm a little irked. So just a little bit. And as I walk along the street, I walk by this spot where this guy, you got to go back to July, where that lunatic show promoter had called the cops on me and they were surrounding the building. This guy, because then he was calling the radio station when I'm at KFJC. Remember that? And the guy's like saying, you're slandering me, you're threatening me. And I had to go file a police report against this guy. Well, this was the Fountain Grill. So this is the last place I saw him. So now I got 2 edgy strikes. American Center of Blacks, you have to ask people in the service trade, but generally it's held to be the case that if that black folks are bad tippers. That's not true. We want good tip for good service, but throw money around. That's not gonna happen. That's not the. In this instance, that's not the point. Yeah, Europeans don't have a tipping culture, so they don't do it. So people hear the whatever. So across the street, walk to the parking lot. I'm a gentleman. Walk to let my wife in the car first, and then I walk back around. So look, think about the size of a Kia Telluride. Now visualize this. I walk to the door. There's fuck Cyclone. I walk to the door to open it so she can get in. Now I turn around and I'm walking back around the back of the vehicle. I cross the divide. Now I'm no longer standing behind the vehicle. Like if somebody was driving and backed up, I wouldn't be hit. I was right at the quarter panel. And there's a strapping guy who I described as strapping. He was taller than me and about my weight. Not appreciably homeless, but he said, "Hey, can I trouble you for a bit of cash?" And that was it. That was it. Yeah. I don't want to say I flipped the fuck out. Oh, I know what it was. There was an event earlier that day in the kids' park. Mr. RP will appreciate. See, I don't even know. I think it was the other thing. It was the kids' park. It was the kids' park. There's a little kid in the kids' park who's running a rough shot over, and I feel it when I get there. I don't know what's happened. He runs away. Cora says, my dad's coming. The kid runs away when he is. But I look, she's cautious, says, well, the mother was not doing anything. I go, where's this little fuck? So I'm on edge. And the guy says, can I trouble you for a bit of cash? And I stand there and look at him and go, no. And he goes, well, I can see that you need to. I said, I think our conversation is over. You've asked for something. I denied you that thing. Keep it walking. And the guy goes, whoa, you don't have to, why don't you try relaxing a bit? Relaxing a bit. So now you're in the business of giving me advice, a total stranger. You might know that I'm slightly on edge. How long is this conversation going to continue? You with a stranger. The guy goes, well, listen. I go, I actually don't have to listen to anything. I told you no. I told you no. And the guy stood there for a second, and he stood there for a second, and he's like weighing the options. And I realize, like I have, if you read the memoir, it's even inconceivable to me that I.